Hey guys, Neo A Photo here. Welcome to part 2 of my post-processing series. Alright, in the last video, I went through color grading this image. Now we're going to take this image and hop it into Adobe Photoshop, where I'm going to start with the skin retouching and go ahead and clean up any particular things that I may see as distractions, dodge, and burn. So let's go ahead and hop right in. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Alright. So we have the image here. This is where we ended at the last video. All right, we just took the photo from before to after, and I'm super happy with how this turned out. Let's go ahead and jump into Adobe Photoshop. Let's go ahead and right click, edit with Adobe Photoshop. All right, we're gonna use TIFF, uncompressed. I use the Pro Photo ICC profile, resolution 300 pixels per inch. Fixed scale, so don't change anything, and we are in 16-bit here, the most colored data available. So let's go ahead and hit edit variant, and it's going to pull my Photoshop. Boom. All right, so we have it pulled up here. First things first, I always create a copy of my background image. All right, that's always my first step. You don't want to work on that. If you mess something up, you can't really go back. All right, and then I'll usually hop into filter, Liquify. There's always going to be a part of the image that, I don't like the shape of. I don't like how it ended up sitting in the image. This is where I come into Liquify so I can move things around. This is also where, a lot of people like to modify their bodies. It does give you the option to do that, but I like to be as light-handed as possible. Keep it as true to the image as you can. All right, anything else I want to change? There's a little slight. Okay, yeah, I'm a nitpicker. Don't hate me, guys. It's just doing something weird for me. All right, nothing too crazy. And then let's go ahead and preview the before, preview the after, mainly just to change to that shoulder there. And I am happy. Boom. My next step, I like to create a new layer. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and grab my tablet. We're going to switch over from the mouse. Let's get her connected. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in. So we are going to be working with the clone stamp tool here. You see it. I know you see it. We got a patchy beard. Make sure that you have all layers selected. And we are going to depatch that up. Depatch that up. Gotta have areas that aren't patchy for this to work. This might not work. Yeah, I don't edit my own face that often, to be honest. Now, I'm doing this, but this is a piece of advice. You don't want to do anything that seems unnatural. Like, I wouldn't give myself a full beard. I'm just filling out the areas that currently have hair and making that a little bit more full for our image here. And again, we are not going to get too crazy with this. Try to pick an area that's close to the area that you are looking to affect. All right, let's see what we've done here. And this is why I like to work in a separate layer. If you've gone too far, did something crazy, you can always back it up. So before, after, before, after. I don't like what's going on right here. I don't like this either. So let's go ahead and back this down. All right. Before, after, we filled in some of those areas, and we can clean that up later when we get into frequency separation. Is there anything else that we would be working on? Actually, I see this slight little line here. I do want to get rid of it. So let's go ahead and grab something close, like I said, and just move that over. Get that to a decent looking space where you no longer really have a line if you do anything crazy. Control Z, Control Z. Oof, what is going on here? All right, there we go. And if you noticed, I kind of go to different areas and use different amounts because you do want to keep it looking random. When you lose that randomness, you kind of start being able to see the edit. And as a retoucher, our goal is to not see the edit. So next step here, frequency separation. And I do have a video detailing how to do this, so I'm going to speed right through it, okay? So first, let's go ahead and create a merge layer. Command Control Shift E. Command Control. Let's click this. Command Alt Shift E. That's going to bring a new layer here. Command J to duplicate it. Let's go ahead and name the bottom layer color. The top layer is our texture. Like I said, I've detailed this, how I do this before, but I'm going to speed through it just in case you have not seen that video yet. So on the color layer, we're going to do filter, blur, Gaussian blur. We're going to take a particular area like that pimple and then make that pimple go bye-bye. And okay, so we've lost most of the detail around 8, so we're going to do 8. I'm happy with that. Texture, apply image. We're going to pick our color layer. We're in subtract and hit OK. Next, we're going to change our blending mode on the texture layer to linear light. And then we're going to make a group here and call that frequency separation. Okay, so let's go ahead and expand that. We're going to start out with our texture layer, and we're going to get rid of some of these pimples. So you want to be in your clone stem tool, have that selected to current layer, zoom in to a level that you're comfortable with, and then decrease your brush size to a level that you're comfortable with. Take a textured area that you like and move it over a textured area that you don't like. All right, here comes the speed. I'm going to go through and edit this. So next step, we're gonna go over to our color layer. We're gonna grab our mixer brush tool. And again, if you do want to see details on how everything is set up, go ahead and watch my video, and I'm going to leave the link in the description to that, to frequency separation. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and grab colors that I think, didn't come out as smoothly as I'd wanted them to, and I'm going to blend them in together using the mixer brush tool, just like so. All right, I'm going to speed through this as well. Through the frequency separation. Let's go ahead and do a before and after. That's before, after, before, after. We didn't get too crazy, but you can definitely see the difference. Skin is much smoother. We have less discoloration issues. Yeah, that came out great. Okay, so lastly, I like to do a dodge and burn, and that's going to be my last step here. So what I do, go ahead and hit Command Shift N for a new layer. Go ahead and make that soft light. Fill with soft light neutral color, and we're going to keep that as layer 2 as the name for now. Take that outside of your frequency separation if you don't mind. And then copy that. Boom. Name this Bjorn. And name this Doge. Oh, come on, pen. Name that Doge. All right. So make a new group. Call it D and B. And now expand, and let's go ahead and start with the burn. So what you do, grab your brush tool, make sure your foreground color is black, and then increase your brush size quite a bit. And now we're gonna be making some areas darker, some areas brighter, just to increase the overall interest of the image, make it pop out a little bit. So parts that I like to darken right around the jawline. Oh, my bad. Okay, so make sure your flow is at 2%. So that's a good blooper right there. If you see that happen, that's because your flow is not correct. All right, so now let's go ahead and dodge. I'm sorry, burn. I like to mess up that chin a little bit. And then go around here, around the neck. Darken darker areas. And with this tool, you are going to be using that. You are going to be changing the size of it a lot depending on where you're working. But essentially the overall objective is to make it pop. Okay, so let's see what we've done so far. Before, after, before, after. Nothing too crazy, but I actually also want to dodge and burn this dewy. All right. So we're gonna burn particular areas. Let's look at the shirt. We can bring that down a little bit. All right, so before, after, before. This is before, this is after. Okay, so now we're gonna get our dodge area. Make sure your foreground color is white now. I'm also gonna make a video on dodging and burning, how I like to do it, because that one is one that took me a while to get actually. I saw a couple of videos with a couple different techniques, but this is the one that I found works best for me. So I'm going to make a video to expand on it. Expect to see that pretty soon. Probably a Tuesday tutorial. Hint, hint. All right. So we have our foreground color is white. Brighten certain areas. Make it look natural. Don't do it all in one brush size. I like to highlight over the eyelids. Bring that attention right to your eyes. Right on the nose. And then, you know, the highlight on the cheek that everybody loves. Hit the lips. Bring that out a little bit. All right. So let's look at that before and after. Before, after, look at that glow. Oh, wow. Love what I see. I really do. Okay, and I'm happy. So that has been Photoshop for us. I went ahead and removed blemishes, and then we went ahead and smoothed out color imbalances in the image. And lastly, we went ahead and dodged and burned to bring out the contrast and the overall interest of the image. And we are all set. Please leave a comment if you have questions, like, subscribe if you're looking forward to seeing that video next week, and share this with your photographer friends if you think they need some help. All right. So glad to see you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.